Hello students, welcome to Quest for Learning. Today I am here with chapter on the face of it written by Susan Hill from class 12th English Vistas. The play on the face of it deals with the issue of the disabled people. How did the human society look down upon them and refuse to accept them as a part and parcel of society? This behavior of the society makes them feel isolated. The play has two disabled persons, Derry, a young lad of 14 who bears a burnt face, and Mr. Lamb, an old man with a tin leg. Derry is quite withdrawn and defiant. He by chance meets Mr. Lamb in his garden. Mr. Lamb helps the boy to come out of his seclusion and infuses in him the courage and determination to live on successfully in this world without bothering about what others say or feel about him. Let us begin with the play. Scene 1. Mr. Lamb's garden. There is the occasional sound of bird song and of tree leaves rustling. Derry's footsteps are heard as he walks slowly and tentatively through the long grass. He pauses, then walks on again. He comes round a screen of bushes so that when Mr. Lamb speaks to him, he is close at hand and Derry is startled. Explanation. The scene opens in Lamb's garden. There is no noise in the garden except the bird song and rustling of tree leaves. Derry, a young boy of 14, is moving slowly through the grass. Suddenly he startles to listen Lamb speaking to him. सीन लैम्प के बाग का है. बाग में बर्ड सॉन्ग और पत्तों की सरसराहट के अलावा कोई और आवाज नहीं है. डैरी एकदम चौंक पड़ता है जैसे ही लैम्प की आवाज उसे सुनाई देती है. मिस्टर लैम्प, माइंड द एप्पल्स. डैरी, व्हाट? हु इज दैट? हु इज देयर? मिस्टर लैम्प, Lamb's my name. Mind the apples. Crab apples, those are. Wind falls in the long grass. You could trip, Derry. Dear, I thought this was an empty place. I didn't know there was anybody here. Lamb warns him about the crab apples that usually fall in the long grass from the tree above. He is shocked on hearing a voice. He asks as to who it is. Mr. Lamb introduces himself and also says that small, sour apples, known as crab apples, has fallen on the ground. Derry has to be careful while walking through the grass, otherwise he can trip over them and get hurt. Derry says that he doesn't know that someone is present in the garden. He thinks it to be empty. लंबी घास में गिरे हुए खट्टे सेबों के बारे में लैम्ब डैरी को सावधान करता है. डैरी आवाज सुनकर आश्चर्यचकित रह जाता है. लैम्ब अपना परिचय देता है और उसे बताता है कि सेबों से बचकर चले, नहीं तो वह उनके ऊपर से फिसल सकता है. डैरी नहीं जानता कि बाग में कोई रहता है. वह समझता है कि यह खाली जगह है. मिस्टर लैम्ब, that's all right. I'm here. What are you afraid of, boy? That's all right, Derry. I thought it was empty. An empty house, Mr. Lamb. So it is. Since I'm out here in the garden, it is empty until I go back inside. In the meantime, I am out here and likely to stop a day like this. Beautiful day, not a day to be indoor. Derry, panic. I have got to go, Mr. Lamb. Not on my account. I don't mind who comes into the garden. The gate's always open. Only you climbed the garden wall. Derry, angry. You were watching me. Lamb, I saw you, but the gate is open. All welcome. You are welcome. I sit here. I like sitting. Derry, I hadn't come to steal anything. Mr. Lamb tried to comfort him by saying that the house is empty as he is out in the garden. He also asks him not to be afraid. Daddy wants to leave the place. Mr. Lamb tries to stop him and says that there is no need to leave the garden just because of him. He also tells him that he keeps the gate open for all and it is only Daddy who jumps the wall. Daddy gets angry for being pointed at like that. He clarifies that he has not come to steal anything from there. Lamb Daddy को यह कहकर शांत करता है कि उसका घर खाली है क्योंकि वह बाग में है। लैम्प डैरी को कहता है कि वह उसकी वजह से वापस ना जाए। उसके घर के दरवाजे सभी के लिए खुले हैं। डैरी स्पष्ट करता है कि वह कोई चीज चुराने के लिए नहीं आया है। Mr. Lamb, no, the young lad still scrumped the apples. You are not so young. Daddy, I just wanted to come into the garden, Mr. Lamb. So you did. Here we are then. Daddy, you don't know who I am, Mr. Lamb. A boy, 13 or so. Daddy, 14. Pause. But I have got to go now. Goodbye. Mr. Lamb, nothing to be afraid of. Just a garden. Just me, Daddy. But I'm not afraid. Pause. People are afraid of me. Mr. Lamb, why should that be? Daddy, everyone is. It doesn't matter who they are or what they say or how they look, how they pretend. I know, I can see. Mr. Lamb agrees by saying that only young lads steal and that Daddy is not so young. He's 14 years old. Mr. Lamb tells him not to be afraid of him and asks him to stay in the garden for a while. Daddy tells him that he is not afraid of anyone, rather people are afraid of him. Lamb asks him the reason for that. Daddy tells him that he knows what people think or how they behave in front of him. Lamb कहता है कि छोटे बच्चे चोरी करते हैं। डैरी इतना छोटा नहीं है, उसकी उम्र 14 साल की है। लैम कहता है डरने की कोई बात नहीं है, उसे कुछ देर बाग में उसके साथ रुकना चाहिए। डैरी बताता है कि वह नहीं डरता बल्कि लोग उससे डरते हैं। लैम डरने का कारण पूछता है तो डैरी कहता है कि वह लोगों के बारे में सब जानता है कि उनके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है। मिस्टर लैम, सी व्हाट डैरी, what they think. Mr. Lamb, what do they think then? Daddy, you think, here is a boy, you look at me and then you see my face and you think, that's a bad, that's a terrible thing, that's the ugliest thing I ever saw. You think, poor boy, but I am not poor. Underneath, you are afraid. Anybody would be. I am. When I look in the mirror and see it, I am afraid of me. Mr. Lamb questions him about what others think of him. Daddy says that people get scared on seeing his face. Some consider it bad or ugly, while some even take pity on him by saying that he is a poor boy. They are afraid of his face. He himself gets scared of his own face when he looks into the mirror. He further says that Mr. Lamb will also pity him, but in his heart he will also be scared of Daddy. Lamb पूछता है कि दूसरे लोग उसके बारे में क्या सोचते हैं। डैरी बताता है कि लोग उसका चेहरा देख के डर जाते हैं। वह खुद अपना चेहरा जब शीशे में देखता है तो डर जाता है। लैम्ब के मन में भी ऐसी भावना होगी, ऐसा डैरी सोचता है। Mr. Lamb, no, not the whole of you, not of you. Daddy, yes, pause. Lamb, later on when it's a bit cooler, I will get the ladder and a stick and pull down those crab apples. They are ripe for it. I make jelly. It's a good time of year. September, look at them, orange and golden. That's magic fruit, I often say, but it's best picked and made into jelly. You could give me a hand, Daddy. What have you changed the subject for? People always do that. Why don't you ask me? Why do? But they all do and pretend it is not true and is not there. In case I see you looking and mind and get upset, I'll tell you don't ask me because you are afraid too. Mr. Lamb says that he's not afraid of Derry. Derry is shocked to hear that. Then Mr. Lamb tells him that he will bring a ladder and stick to pick ripe crab apples to make jelly. He calls them a magic fruit. He also asks Derry to help him in doing so. Derry points him for changing the topic just like other people do. He adds that Mr. Lamb does not ask him about his face because he is afraid of asking about it. Lamb बताता है कि वह डैरी से डरता नहीं है। वह कहता है कि वह एक लंबी छड़ी लेकर आएगा सेब उतारने के लिए और डैरी को मदद करने के लिए कहता है। वह उन्हें एक बहुत ही मैजिक फ्रूट का नाम देता है, एप्पल्स को। Mr. Lamb, you want me to ask? Say so then, Daddy. I don't like being with people. Any people? Mr. Lamb, I should say to look at it. I should say you got burned in a fire, Daddy. Not in a fire. I got acid all down that side of my face and it burned it all away. It ate my face up. It ate me up. And now it's like this and it won't ever be any different. Lamb remains silent and doesn't ask about his burned face. Derry gets annoyed to see this and says that he doesn't like the company of people. Mr. Lamb guesses that maybe his face has got burnt in a fire. Derry tells him that it is due to acid that has burned half of his face. He is so sad that he keeps on repeating that acid has eaten his face and also him from within. It will never get cured. लैम कुछ नहीं कहता है, बिल्कुल चुप रहता है। डैरी गुस्से से कहता है कि ऐसे लोगों की कंपनी उसे पसंद नहीं है। लैम गैस करता है कि डैरी का चेहरा हो सकता है आग से जला हो। डैरी बताता है कि नहीं, उसका चेहरा एक साइड से एसिड के कारण जला है और इसने उसके चेहरे और उसे अंदर से खत्म कर दिया है। यह कभी ठीक नहीं होगा। मिस्टर लैम, नो डैरी, aren't you interested? Mr. Lamb, you are a boy who came into the garden. Plenty do. I am interested in anybody, anything. There is nothing God made that doesn't interest me. Look over there, over beside the far wall. What can you see? Daddy, rubbish. Lamb, rubbish. Look, boy, look. What do you see? Daddy, just grass and stuff, beads. Mr. Lamb, some call them beads. If you like, then a bead garden. That there is fruit and there are flowers and trees and herbs are shorts, but over there beets, I grow beets there. Why is one green growing plant called a beet and another flowers? Where is the difference? It's all life, growing same as you and me. Mr. Lamb doesn't agree with him. Daddy thinks that he is not interested in him. To this, Mr. Lamb says that he is interested in each and every creation of God. He tells Derry to look over beside the far wall. He explains that there are a number of plants in his garden. There are flowers, trees, herbs. Some plants are considered good and some are called unwanted plants or weeds. But there is no difference between them. It's all about how people consider them to be, herbs or beads. In reality, they are all same, just like Derry and Lamb himself. Derry सोचता है कि लैम को उनकी बातों में कोई रुचि नहीं है, परंतु लैम बताता है कि भगवान की बनाई हुई हर चीज में उसे रुचि है, वह इंटरेस्ट लेता है। वह घास पात की एग्जाम्पल देकर कहता है कि बाग में फूल भी हैं, वृक्ष भी हैं, जड़ी बूटियां भी हैं। ये हरे भरे बढ़ते हुए पौधे जिनको हम खरपतवार कहते हैं, घास पात कहते हैं, और दूसरे जिनको हम फूल कहते हैं, अलग अलग तरह की वैरायटी है, पर है ये सब जीवन ही, विकसित होता हुआ, बढ़ता हुआ, उसी प्रकार जैसे डेयरी और स्वयं लैम है। First part of the play on the face of it ends here. See you in next video. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.